do you know when to train after you've been injured?
You're gonna be up there with the best, man. You have the genetics for it, absolutely.
You look fucking massive, bro, in the car. What the hell?
Welcome back to the channel. This is the Anomaly. I'm going to show you today how to train through an injury. So I injured my left adductor last week. It's almost recovered now because it's been a week. But I'm going to show you how I train and what I do to not trigger it again, so it won't flare up. Because it's very easy to make the mistake of pushing yourself too hard. So I'm going to show you guys how you should train and the level of intensity you should go for, and how to stretch afterwards. You should always stretch when you're warm. So first, we're gonna work out. After the workout, I'll show you the stretches that I do every time I get injured, because I don't necessarily stretch at all, because I'm a very naturally flexible person. But when I actually do get injured, that's when I decide to stretch after my workout. So I'm gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna do an adductor now. What happened was essentially how I got injured. One of my legs, it's more flexible than the other. So when I was doing lunges last week, after a full-blown heavy workout, because I went a bit heavy, like compared to the food I'm eating, I shouldn't have went heavy in reality. I should have toned it down. I'm on a deload. So you need to always make sure, if you're actually in a phase where you're supposed to rest. Don't make the same mistake I did and push yourself when you're like, if you lower the food, don't push yourself as hard as you would when you have a lot of food, because you might actually get injured. That's how I got injured. I have this tendency of always pushing, even like when I'm tired, when I'm on a deload. Like I don't have a deload in my head, even though my coach tells me calm the down and rest. I don't like to rest, but I got injured because I don't like to rest. And what happened was, after pushing it too much, one of my legs is already more flexible than the other. What that means is one leg, since it's more flexible, let's say on the lunges, because I got injured during the lunges, the walking lunges. While I was walking, I went down a bit too much, because my right leg is more flexible than my left. My left leg isn't as flexible. It pulled a bit. So I got an inflammation, and like it's a very minor injury. But these are injuries that can get worse and worse if you don't treat them properly. So that's why today I'm showing you how to approach an injury. Because if you don't approach it properly, it won't recover as fast as you might think. Injuries take a very long time to recover.
How do you know when you know you're ready to train again regarding an injury?
Well, I haven't trained legs for a week because it was so tight I couldn't even squat down. So when I got to the point where I can actually squat down, and when touching it, it doesn't hurt as much, that's when I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's check out if I can actually use it. So yeah, after 1 week of rest, 1 week no legs, I'm finally back in the gym. I let it recover on its own. I stretched a bit after my cardio sessions, and now we're doing my first leg workout after my injury. It's feeling a lot better. Like I'm not feeling any pain right now, there's just tightness. So that tightness, if I push it again, I go do the lunges again, it's gonna flare up again. So that's what you need to avoid. While it's tight, do not push, like don't go all out. Right now we're just resting. As I'm doing these, the main thing that I notice, when I open up, so the injury is here, on my adductor, like this part. This is where it hurts. When I'm here, like when it's fully open and it's stretching my adductors, this one, I'm not feeling as much tension, but on this one, since it's tight, I'm feeling it stretch a bit more. So that's when I know it's not 100%. If this is 100%, this is like a 60% right now. So there's no point in push if I go heavy on a squat right now. Like my body is gonna use more force on my right leg since it's stronger, and my left leg is gonna get neglected. And when that happens, you get injured again, someplace else. Because your body tries to make up for the weaker side. So it tries to overpower with the stronger side, and then you get hurt on the stronger side. So you need to train when you're 100%. Next is a leg curl. So lying leg curl, we're not gonna go as heavy again. I just need to feel out the exercise. So 3 sets here. It's like 3 sets on everything. Then we're gonna do 4 sets on the leg extension. Then I'll do a squat variation, and I might avoid the lunges today. We'll see. So since my adductor is kind of like it's still not fully recovered, I'm gonna skip the lunges today. Maybe I'll do 1 set just to see how it feels with no weight. And instead of a front squat, because this Smith machine is at a bit of an angle, so I cannot do a front squat on it. We're just gonna do a normal back Smith machine squat. Workout's done. Now I'm going to stretch a bit. I skipped the lunges. I like this one. It's best to stretch when you're warm, because when you're cold you might irritate it a bit more. You need to make sure there's already some blood in there. Ooh, heck yeah. So this stretches my right adductor and my left one a bit more. Instead of just holding the position, I like to do a little shake, just so it moves. You don't need to time it. I like to stop when I get annoyed. So it's like 20-30 seconds. Then I switch. The leg.
How do you feel now after the workout?
It's way better. Like now, I'm more flexible. And essentially these, like when you're in this position, as soon as you feel the stretch, that's enough. Oh. Yeah, main thing I want to tell you guys, when you're injured, focus on letting it heal. So just rest, recover. How do you know when to train after you've been injured? I was injured a week ago. The injury is fresh. I got hurt doing walking lunges a week ago. The first 2-3 days, it was tight as f***. I could barely squat down. Like when I got to here, it used to burn. So when you're feeling pain, like when it's fresh, do not do anything to make it flare up. Don't train, don't squat, avoid any movement where it gets irritated. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone, let it heal, let nature do its course. When a good amount of time passes by, feel it out. Like when I used to rub it, when I used to touch it, it used to hurt. Now there's barely any pain, like there's no pain. But what I do have is tightness. So I know that I'm not fully recovered. But when it's just tightness and there's no pain, that's my sign for me that I can go train. We didn't go as heavy as you saw. We trained light, we trained with good form, and we just focused on feeling out the reps without making it flare up. So I avoided the exercise that caused the injury, which is the lunges, and I just did everything else. Just me coming here and working out, that actually helps me with recovery, and to help the recovery escalate even more, I stretched a bit post-workout, and it's gonna speed it up. It's not gonna magically recover in a day. Just rest, get enough sleep, like get as much sleep as you can. Eat your food as usual, just live normally, just don't do things that cause pain in that area or that make it flare up. Getting injured the second time, it's what causes that endless cycle of never getting recovered, you know, because you keep on trying to push, you keep on trying to push, and you never focus on letting it heal. That's why most people, they always have like knee problems, back problems, because they just don't know how to rest properly. Getting injured is essentially part of the sport, it's part of the gym, because you're pushing your body past limits. It's my mistake, because I was training harder than I should have on a deload, where I'm eating less food, so my body isn't going to handle as much volume. So now that's a lesson for me. It's a lesson for you guys as well. I got hurt instead of you, so please keep this in mind. If you're on a phase when you're trying to rest up. And then when it's time to push, when it's time to bulk up and it's time to push limits, that's when you're excused to go all out. But always be careful, always work on your form, don't ego lift. Even if you do everything perfect, it doesn't necessarily mean you're safe from injuries. You're just trying your best to avoid it. So there's always the bad and there's always the good. You do as much of the good so you avoid the bad, you know. So take it slow, keep working hard. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to use code Anomaly if you want to keep supporting my grind. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Bye bye.